moving on, it's going to be, you know it. It's time for the Ranger. Ranger is up next. Vert, I don't want to get into my own big lectures, but you tell me about Ranger.
Oh, I mean, Ranger, probably one of the most, I don't want to say overpowered, but strongest class. No. I'm expecting some really fun matches here. I'm not sure if Icon is going to bring the Awakening or the Succession. Last weekend, we saw him with the Succession, having one of the fastest rounds in the entire tournament. Flannels, we all know, as that Ranger god, you know, playing out of his mind on the Awakening. Really clean mouse to move. I cannot wait for this match.
Let's pull up those NA Ranger Finals brackets and check out the names of the players once again. On the left side, NFIcon, who took out Cyrilus last weekend with one of the fastest matches of the tournament. Go check the clips, it's probably there. And on the right side, Flannels, arguably the best Awakening Ranger in North America, and not just that, but one of the best duelists all around. These two players are going to be fighting for that title of Unrivaled. And what we might be seeing here today, as you just mentioned, is a potential Succession versus Awakening matchup. And for EU, we saw 2 Awakening Rangers. But for this, NFIcon, you know, when you're fighting against the best Awakening Ranger in North America, going into Awakening yourself is probably just playing on Flannels' terms. So I do believe that Succession is probably the way to go for NFIcon, as he does have a massive gear advantage, and we've seen Succession Rangers.
A massive gear advantage. He has the ability to physically just one-shot Flannels if he's not careful. So, you know, coming into this, I'm curious to see how Flannels is going to play it.
Yeah, because I do believe that when you are fighting against a Succession Ranger as Awakening, Time Bomb, another well-known Ranger in NA, does say that the Succession Ranger, when she has open space, does have a bit of an advantage because Awakening doesn't quite have that engaged potential. And Flannels here is going to be hard-pressed right out of the opening when those gates open, because he's going to have to maybe wait for the ring to close after 1 to 2 minutes, and maybe once the arena's smaller, he'll have a chance to reach NFIcon a little bit easier. Otherwise, it's just going to be, you know, NFIcon shooting him down, and Succession Ranger does have some defenses to protect against those range CCs. I'm going on pretty long, am I?
Yeah.
But I do believe Twitch chat is also expecting Flannels to win this, and again, we all know that Awakening Ranger, with the combo to kill any class she gets her hands on, and Flannels, no stranger to picture-perfect combos. But round 1 of the NA Ranger Finals is about to start. NFIcon versus Flannels. Let's jump into that arena, Varsha, and see what the players have in store.
Alrighty, first round is going to be starting up here. Flannels versus NFIcon. Flannels, you're going to have a tough time here, buddy, especially getting close to that man. He's going to want to play behind the wall here already. Coming out, EES holding back here. Iframe needs to make sure he's lingering as he can. Frontal guard immediately. Going to hold right there, trying to go for this easy opportunity.
Oh, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to go for that Fury arrow.
Yeah, trying to get it off there. No connection, though. The NFIcon going to be spamming that BG on the corner, trying to get those damage opportunities when he can. Obviously, Suck Ranger doesn't really have a lot of CC, you know, kind of kit utensils that he can. A lot of it is just pure damage. And Flannels definitely going to have the, you know, the advantage in that CC category. Holding the mid here. NFIcon going to hold that SA, probably baiting Flannels, trying to go for a grab there. Flannels not going to fall for it, going to hold back here still. Breezy.
Yeah, what we saw there from NFIcon was he was holding that charging wind, and with his AP...
Coming out here, riding in the mid. EES going to back up, spam that BG and trying to get away. Flannels needs to be careful here. Is going to be spamming that stun arrow and ends up CCing NFIcon on the back of him, but no secondary. That is going to be a KB if it does end up hitting. And unfortunately, NFIcon definitely can't challenge it when it comes out from the Awakening Ranger. It's something that you just have to eat. And your best chance is to kite away. EES going to be spamming it here. Obviously, NFIcon doesn't really have an opportunity to deal with it too well. Flannels holding here again.
Oh, the Fury arrow.
There it is. KD is going to have the opportunity to go for the secondary here, trying to spam, but the damage is a little very lackluster. Doesn't want to get too close to him. Spamming that ES in the mid right there. Trying to go for the grab. The KB barely managed to get out of the KD right there. And now holding back here, ES got some front guards off just in time there. And again, spamming that KB arrow. Both players are trying to get. Flannels going to come out on the bottom side. Doesn't manage to get the CC. NFIcon going to spam that ES one more time there. Spamming in the close range. Went for the grab. Didn't manage to connect it. 40% HP. Needs to make sure he's playing safe here. ES again trying to dodge the damage as he can. NFIcon going to spam that BG, backing up from the air. Waiting, Fury arrow. Ooh. Holding, trying to get the CC off of it. Managed to get the KB. Now, can he get the combo off here? Spamming the BG, gonna go for the secondary CC. Didn't manage to connect it. Waiting in the mid there. NFIcon now. Flannels gonna try and maybe get a pillar here, try and get some space. Flannels still holding the mid here, less than 40% HP. The damage is so risky. The close range here, he got the KD. The final hit's gonna be enough. Great stuff from Flannels. And again, you know, down almost like, I believe, 60 to 70 gear score, doing a great job of staying alive.
Yeah, definitely an uphill battle, you know, especially from that range game. But I love the adaptation from Flannels, specking into that Fury Arrow and answering the Succession Ranger with some range of his own. And then we saw, you know, you talked about this a little bit earlier, but as that circle gets closer and closer, it's going to be harder and harder for the Succession to deal with the Awakening kit. Flannels buying enough time to get to that final circle and just closing it out. Just, oh, such clean play from Flannels.
Yeah, basically coming in with a game plan here and executing it perfectly with basically no mistakes. Let's pull up that replay, check it out one more time. There we did see the Fury Arrow into Blasting Gust knockback. He's going for a down smash reset here. Doesn't work, however, so now immediately going back into iframe mode. The grab doesn't work here. Going into those EES iframes. Wait, now he knows here that NFIcon doesn't have the knockdown from Blasting Gust. So any of these Blasting Gusts are just basically for show. Now it's back up, however, but he wastes it here and it's just unprotected. An easy kill for the Awakening Ranger.
The second you're in that close range with an Awakening Ranger, NFIcon, you know, he's going to be kind of, you know, running away. He can't really do much. And if Flannels gets even a little too close, his best option is I have to kind of burst him or I'm going to die. And you saw right there, Flannels, he came out on that time.
And things also did get a little bit spicy for him because once that ring did shrink down, Succession Ranger, you know, she has the damage and he was about 40%. Things were getting a little bit tense. But round 2 is ready. Flannels coming in with a really nice game plan. NFIcon with that huge pressure. These clash of styles is what I like. Let's jump back into that arena and check out round 2 of the NA Ranger Finals.
If Flannel has a million fans, I am one of them. That is the chat spam today. And it looks like the support is out for Flannels, and Flannels is showing up for it so far. 1-0, NFIcon definitely needs to try and pull out here, even against all the opposing support. Pulling back and spam that BG, and now he's kind of reverse positions here. It's very interesting. Flannels definitely wants to play, you know, kind of for time here, but not afraid to challenge him, actually. At EES in the middle. Gonna get that back, rushing on the backside, gonna link at that SA, not gonna get behind the pillar again. Kind of trying to pull NF, you know, out away from him, and immediately try to rush onto him there. Breezy straight into the rushing, no connection. NFIcon gets actually CC'd on the ground. KD is not gonna be able to V here. Vinok comes out, trying to go for the follow-up, almost got it, and forces the V out of NFIcon. Flannels, man. You are not caring about this man, and now Breezy in the middle, he's going to try and get on top of him. Has a 50% HP lead, but that can be deleted at any moment, so he definitely has to be careful here. Still has Fury Arrow available, and that's been the main tool we've seen him CC NF with so far. It looks like Flannels has been looking to bait out.
Oh, he brought the BSR Elven Rage.
Yeah, he did pop the BSR there. And oh no, it's going to be popping the Fury there and came out on top, but again, no secondary KD there. Got that grab through the riding the wind. No V available on the ground. Didn't manage to get the combo off though in the front of the close range. Pops the Breezy, tries to go for the CC arrow there. Popping the ES, has to be careful, and NFIcon can instantly burn him down if he's not, you know, paying attention here to the ability usage. Waiting out, NF again, behind the pillar. He's trying to stay away from Flannels. Flannels is not letting up, and he's getting closer and closer. NFIcon finally gets to manage to get that distance away. He's going to be spamming that BG, and Flannels is just eye-framing towards him slowly but slowly. Fury comes out, both players straight into the Awakening Spec. He's going to come out on top. Again, doesn't manage to get the secondary KD off, though, and Flannels is running low. 35% HP. He might get burned here if he's not careful. EES comes out. He's going to eye-frame forward, try to go for the dash grab. No connection. And once again, in that EES, going to be burning a lot of his cooldowns here. Secondary dash forward, burning the secondary in EES. 34%. One more arrow can finish it off. NFIcon might actually end up clutching this out if Flannels isn't careful. Still has a V available if he wants to go for the grab. Doesn't manage to hit it. ES lingering the iframe again here again. Didn't manage to get the CC this time. ES gonna have the long CD here, so he can linger this time. And 13% finally forced the V. Flannels might end up losing this. 30 seconds left on the clock. Gonna come out the V behind the pillar. Barely. NFIcon actually not noticing it, not paying attention. Flannels has another chance here. 30 seconds. Gonna try and get close. Gonna pop that Fury Arrow. Training it back. Is gonna have the frontal guard. Flannels has forced to go in this iframe here. Gonna look for a grab opportunity right here. Went for a gun. The KD that's out of the zone. All he needs is a secondary regen. Gets the vine out. It's gonna be enough. Oh my God. Barely got the follow-up right there. That was some tense situation for Flannels. And he clutches it out. 2-0.
I mean, it's so incredible to watch. So much respect for both these players. But Flannels able to stay composed throughout that entire fight. The circle's so small, you know, just barely getting the ES off to avoid a lot of the damage. Hovering around 30 to 40% health for the last minute and a half. Finally gets the catch and capitalizes. I mean, it's insane to watch.
the thing is, NFIcon is also making some really great adaptations. So one of the only protections that Succession Ranger has is the Razor Wind frontal guard, and whenever Flannels is trying to use that Fury Arrow, that multi-hit knockback spam, he's countering it with the Razor Wind. So NFIcon here showing some of that Succession Ranger like knowledge and flexibility here. We all think Succession Ranger is this brute force thing, but he's also playing really well here. It's just for Flannels, all it takes is one mistake and he's deleted, but he's not making any mistakes. This is the NA Ranger, like the Ranger finals I've been waiting for.
This is like top, very hard Ranger gameplay. For those of you that, you may be looking at this not understanding too much, like, it is very hard what Flannels is doing to stay alive in these scenarios. Very difficult.
Let's pull up the replay and check it out one more time, how Flannels secured that win, because again, the difficulty of this matchup for him, when you're that low, it's insane. Like, here, he could die at any moment, but check this out. I believe here is the Razor Wind from NFIcon to counter the Fury Arrow knockbacks. Really well played. And he's just fishing for damage of his own here because he knows these iframes, once they run, I mean,
Flannels recognized it and got the iframe off the counter.
Ooh. Oh, and the BG in that Dark Fog. Here he goes for, I think, the regen and the knockback. Once you get that knockback, it's pretty much secured for a Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, no resist there from the Adamant teams. We love to see that really clean combo. And again, like you said, just getting the regen in the fog, it's going to add even more damage to make up for a little bit of that gear score difference. But Flannels playing out of his mind here.
Yeah, and I do believe he's up 2-0 now. And NFIcon, of course, when you have that much AP, all it takes is one mistake from Flannels to like mess up timing a range DC. Again, if he doesn't take into account the blasting gust, the tearing shot, the Fury Arrow, he's done. So NFIcon still really good winning chances for him. Round 3 of the NA Ranger Finals is about to begin. Flannels is up 2-0 and NFIcon down 0-2. Whoever, if Flannels wins this, he is going to be taking home that first place prize. So this is potentially the last round. Let's jump into those NA Ranger Finals, head back into the arena of our show.
And already the third round starting up here. A lot of people, even though they were favoring Flannels, definitely were not expecting him to win so many rounds in a row. And NFIcon holding the mid there. Looks like Flannels went for the grab, didn't actually connect it. ES immediately towards his opponent. He's going to go for the Fury. Got the KD here. Is going to have the opportunity to force the V. Got the double down smash. This combo is coming out the region a little too far away though. Oh no! He ends up jumping. A massive miss it, but Flannels almost ends up dying. 36%. Looks like he got the CC through. No, didn't manage to connect it barely. 45%, man. That is a risky jump. And backing up here again, EES gonna get the secondary jump right there. Holding the iframe there. Fury Arrow traded through Flannels, 13%, barely got the KB, and realizing he's in a dangerous scenario. And then NFIcon's just gonna spam BGs and trying to chip him out. He's going full desperation and trying to get as much damage as he can, burning a lot of stamina here, and Flannels barely managed to get out.
Ranger is the new Sork. Those iframes are insane. Oh man, Flannels lingering them perfectly to try to survive and preserve his HP.
Goes forward. Didn't manage to get the bond skill off. Waiting here. On the backside, spamming the EES, is trying to get the secondary EES. You get the iframe after 2 jumps when it's off cooldown right there. Pops a Fury up, finally got the KB again. He managed to connect and Vineknot comes out. The BG spams enough, and Flannels ends up winning over NFIcon. 3-0, a clean win, great stuff to him, and he's going to be your first place Ranger AoA champion. Well deserved, if I have to say, especially in the circumstance.
I mean, 3-0, Flannels playing is so incredibly clean through. You're allowed one jump when you're playing that good. Oh man, the 3-0 coming out, beautiful play. Knowing the matchup so incredibly well. Even coming in with a game plan to deal with Succession, he was prepared. He executed it. Man, one of the best matches we've seen this entire tournament.
I agree, and that's not just Ranger bias here. That was indeed one of the best matches. Let's pull up that replay and check out how he secured that final kill for his victory. And here I do believe, now I noticed something, NFIcon has a tendency to use Nature's Tremble for frontal guard after he moves out of a bow skill, and it comes out, I believe, right here. Once he finishes his Razor Wind, he wants to use let's see.
Yeah, it looks like
there it is, and that's the opening Flannels needed, like just that singular stationary animation. And of course, Ranger gets you on the ground, you're probably not surviving.
I called it a Vineknot, but that was a grab. He got a clean grab through in that opportunity, and obviously that's the reason he wasn't able to V. Ranger grab is a KD, so I mean, great stuff from him, recognizing in the moment as well. And I almost want to say that Razor Wind, rather than using it to challenge the Fury Arrow, using it that early ended up costing him the round.
Yep. And well played by Flannels, and also very well played by NFIcon. Flannels is your NA Arsha Ranger champion, and NFIcon will be taking home the second place prizes. And that does conclude it for Ranger. We're going to be moving on